All right, there we go. That's live. What am I doing here? Mapu. There we go. So there's the map. People at home.
Oh, that's right. I'm not in roll 20.
Yeah. I knew there was a missing red over there.
I just joined now too, so
I was gonna say I see the little loading icon for you, Coinless.
think.
I see Coinless in.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he just got in. That was what he was saying.
Yeah, I see a little like refresh icon swirling about Coinless, so I'm guessing connectivity or something like that.
I
I've
see
not
him just
seen that.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's you.
Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds like a you problem, man.
You and your hippie internet connection.
I don't know what to say to that. I got nothing.
So you may notice this is a different map than usual.
It's bigger.
It is bigger. There's more map
I
per
see
map.
The coast. Of course, that's the area that
That you guys
there's-
flew over.
Amanda and
Oh,
I
right.
like.
Yeah, there's a lot that was exposed there by you guys. I mean, you haven't seen much. Like you just kind of saw it in that you were flying over it really fast. But you know, it's revealed.
Except we can't see the ocean.
They did for a bit. Their fight started
Yeah.
over the
I'm
ocean.
just saying we can't see the ocean from here.
Oh yeah, no, not from where you guys. Well, you guys aren't in this realm right now, which is why there's no "you are here" token.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
we're not here. We're still in the base.
Yeah, you are in your own plane of reality right now.
Yeah, we just finished. So we hadn't. So what we're gonna do with Jerry, our best friend,
No,
and
Jerry's in the prison.
Jerry's
realm.
oh, wait,
on
did
the
we do
prison-
that already?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
already did
Oh,
that's where we
okay.
finished up.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what we're, I guess, are we just starting into this at this point?
No, we put him so, what's call it? Hank will have specifically requested that he be put at a specific part of that world. BT dubs. Because
That Jerry's put in a specific part of.
yeah,
the
because you
world?
guys are dropping him off at that world, right? That base world.
We were dropping off in the base.
Wait, who is it that was getting dropped off at base world?
Both of them.
Yeah. So
Jerry, and the
Squad leader.
squad leader.
yeah, so
Jerry,
They
my
are-
understanding is
they're
Jerry's
now
the squad leader in prison
See-
world.
yeah, while 9 was taking apart the portal generator to remove it, Hank also went over to that world. And when you guys sent the prisoners there, he will have asked that you send them to the part of the world that he was in.
Yeah, he was
We
going to set up like some botany stuff, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get to that point though.
No, that was happening.
That was happening. We
yeah.
never
was-
resolved that.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
But and then also Amanda was taking Steven back for surgery. That was the other
Right.
thing going on to take out the implants, and that's kind of where we left off.
Okay.
Are we starting? Is that the official go?
Yeah, that
And
sounds
go.
Okay. So we know where everyone is. TB, actually, where's TB? Because we didn't really. TB was there, but not really doing much of anything last episode. because he's doing
TB had a major headache.
I can only imagine the size of that.
Yeah,
headache.
that kind of.
we made a joke about that. TB's headache is also body aches.
Yeah, it's all in one. It's just universal. I would assume I'm just sort of wherever you guys left off, just sort of sit in the background, just sort of like bouncing around.
So
Ping
quick
pong
recap,
balling.
because I know someone didn't do their homework at a time and watch the VOD beforehand. Squad leader and Jerry, prison world. 9 is essentially taking apart the portal and scrubbing down electronically the prison world. So with the goal of that squad leader and Jerry won't be able to figure out a way to leave prison world. Hank going with the, I'm going to teach him how to do botany. And,
Oh, I'm not teaching them. I'm not nothing.
Oh.
Um.
Hank is. I thought you were doing good Samaritan work of like, I'll give them plants.
Well, he
You're right,
did.
You just said I'll give them plants. You're right. I assumed botany, but
Yeah. No. I mean, he doesn't know any botany.
So what is Hank doing? Help me out. What is Hank
Okay,
doing?
so
while he's-
if you go with the people you're dropping off, or you go and look at what he did, what you will actually find is a area of land, 800 feet to a side, a square area that's all mature crops. Nothing taller than 5 feet tall, so no like apple trees or anything. But there's wheat and corn and potatoes and melons and just all that like just a 800 by 800 foot patch of mature crops that they can just go and start harvesting and eating.
So,
If they want that to persist, they're gonna have to figure out how to farm it themselves because Hank does not know.
oh no. So I mean, I guess that's a lot. When you have nothing else better to do than to survive, like you're motivated to figure out how to farm real quick.
Yeah,
It's like,
and I mean,
give a man a farm. Give a man a
And then
farm.
wait-
He eats for a day. Teach a man to farm. He eats for life. We're not at stage 2.
And I'm sure the military covered that for the squad leader of
Oh,
like how to
yeah.
like, run a farm. So,
That's they teach
and
that at
Jerry
West
the
Point.
janitor, I'm sure will figure that out. We're all gonna bank on that. So TB. So what does TB want to do? So those are so there's people in prison world wrapping that up, and then Amanda and Steven. Amanda's taking Steven back to remove the implants from surgery. So TB's in the base at the minimum. He can be either the base or prison world. But what's TB doing?
I'm gonna learn more about surgery and follow you to see how you do the implant.
This should be interesting. You don't have hands, but okay, we'll go with it.
Mind powers.
Mind powers. Excellent.
Yes, I figure we could use another surgeon slash somebody who knows something about medical.
That's fair.
it does come up
So-
from time to time.
It does, and it might be. Yeah, I can see where that's useful. So, I'll start off with that Steven is sedated. He's unconscious right now, and Amanda has taken the preliminary X-ray to look for, just make sure placements all of the various implants is now cutting into him. She goes through the same procedure as she has several times in the past. She's very skilled at this point of removing these implants. She goes in, she starts cutting, and is able to remove the implant. But at that moment in time, when she starts removing the implant, TB, you notice that Amanda starts staring off into the distance for about a few seconds, and then starts resuming her work, wrapping up the surgery, packing.
Did I get any kind of like mental feed from her during that time? Like any kind of like, whoa.
Give me a perception. Give me a
Walking
perception roll.
through.
Okay.
I'll give it to you. You recognize this as having as a dream state. You've seen this happen with multiple characters at this point, of having a vision of sorts.
Oh, like of her past kind of vision, or like a throwback.
Yes, a flashback. We'll call it the flash. It's the classic signs of someone experiencing a flashback.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what I had them listed as in the rules for the campaign.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let her finish up her surgery before seeing, what more details she might provide around what she saw.
Okay, so she's gonna wrap up the surgery and then clean things up and roll Steven off to the recovery part of the sick bay, and
Turn on the time dilator.
Time
flip
dilator.
on. Well, Amanda flips on the time dilator and lets him heal. As Steven recovers, he's also going to have he's gonna wake up, but he's also gonna have a dream as well. While he
Did-
was in surgery, he had a dream.
Did anyone tell like Steven that there was a time dilator situation happening, or did he just like
No, Steven.
hang out for
Steven's
like
been rudely abrupt.
4
like, he is
days and then come out and everyone's like, "Hey, welcome back. You've been gone 5 minutes."
Seriously.
within the hour of us meeting him, we threw the van through a portal, and he was like, "What portals? Portals are a thing?" Like, so the poor guy's just
You have portals now.
his mind has been shattered from the amount of things we've exposed him to.
No,
Yeah.
Like
4
the
days is like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I was guessing.
right, but
Question.
you wouldn't even know that time's dilating. You'd just be like, "Wow, that procedure is healing up really quick," and like,
Oh,
No,
so it's not-
he would.
Yeah, no, it does.
he
He doesn't
wouldn't
experience
notice.
it being fast.
It would be normal time for him, but for us, it would be no time at all.
Yeah.
So wait, do I just wake up in the room with a killer headache and just everyone outside is moving at like 5?
I don't know. Yeah, is there windows?
yeah, we never just we never
If you-
described
that was an
Yeah.
architectural decision. That wasn't a
If
rules decision,
you-
so I didn't.
If you would look out, you would see us moving really, really slow, and you'd be like, "What the heck is happening?"
So Steven just kind of wakes up alone with a bunch of people, like suddenly with flash speed.
No, you would be like flash speed, but everybody else would be really, really slow. Because
Oh,
you're the time inside the hospital
Yeah.
or inside the operating room or whatever you want to call it is running like 1,000 times as fast.
Yeah, the people outside, like, it's one of those things where if you go and you look, no one looks like they're moving, and then you walk away and go make a coffee and come back, and no one looks like they've moved. But when you go to bed and wake up, oh, they have actually moved.
Yeah.
By like 3 feet.
Yeah.
That was a brain
Alright.
lapse. I'm gonna say that was Steven. He's also not very smart.
All right. So, Coinless, just for the sake of brevity, I just direct message the dream you experienced. I'll work with Tim to add it to I'll give you a little sticky and add that. I'll give you a dream sticky after this session and all that stuff, so we can start adding your dreams to your Roll20 character. But for the sake of time, I just sent it to you. So if you want to take a moment to quickly just read that. Now, what we do with dream sequences, one, you get a point every time you get a dream sequence, so you kind of look forward to those. And two, usually those are flashbacks that have something to do with your past that you don't remember prior to the tubes. And our group tends to share next to nothing
That's
with
true.
each other. So, but other groups have been known to be like, "Oh wow, I had this dream and this is exactly what happened." So you play you get to decide what you want to do with that information. It is a cryptic puzzle that you by yourself, I don't know, like
So I guess
it
it's
could
just-
tell you a lot about you or very little. It depends.
Now, to give you an idea, we were talking, my wife and I were talking about how much do they actually tell each other. Like, she was like, how little do they actually tell each other? And I informed her that 3 different people believe they know Hank's identity, and no one has told him this.
Okay.
That's a fun fact. That is truly a fun trivia fact.
So I guess Steven, being the very straightforward guy he is, I assume. Well, another question. So, can I just walk out of the room? Because I guess I've equivalently spent like 4 days in there now, right? Was there any food?
Yeah, there's
People
food.
would bring food into you.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not gonna.
No,
That's literally every like 20 seconds somebody walking in with food.
no, you.
There's
you
there's
have,
there's food
yeah,
in there. Yeah.
You
Okay,
have
fair enough.
you have nutrition pumped into your veins.
I have a granola bar.
Nice.
Just
So,
fun for 4 days.
I have TPN solution. Well, that make it they're close enough. You're nutritionally,
Alright.
your body feels nutritionally fed. Go.
Coinless, you
I
now
guess-
have a full folder. If you go and look at where your character sheet is, you'll see that it's actually in a folder of your name with your name now, with a notes document that you can use for whatever purpose you want. A Who Am I document that you can also use for whatever purpose you want, but was anticipated to exist for you to take notes on figuring out your identity, and a dream journal which you can access but cannot edit. We put dreams into it. DMs
I'm
put
gonna
dreams
I'm gonna
into
cut
it.
and
Some of
paste
them-
that. I'm gonna cut and paste the first one in there, Tim. Is that all right?
Yeah,
Some of those dreams are far more disturbing than others.
that really
Oh, yeah,
depends.
some
That
people get
depends.
Great dreams,
That
and some
depends on
people
who
get
you
shit
are.
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your name
There's-
is Trip, you get the disturbing ones.
No, if your name is 9, you get the disturbing one. Jeez.
Also, there's a lot of group notes that everyone in the party can edit, and it's going to take me a little while to make them all available to you, but I am working on that.
So, wait, did I get a point you said for the dream sequence?
You get one
Yes.
PowerPoint for the dream sequence. Usually we tack it on at the end, but you can tack it on now. I'm fine with that.
I don't see why. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's just because we end up ending on a dream, like at sleep time.
Yeah, usually that's a stopping point, but it's gonna be a starting point today.
So, I guess Steven just kind of walks out of the time dilation room, takes off the bandages from his head, and looks at had a weird dream. I'm not
Who are you
quite
talking to,
sure.
by the way, buddy? Or are you just talking to
Whoever-
yourself?
Yeah,
Just kind of like,
who
I
was
just met,
outside
Amanda
of that
and
area?
TB are kind of in the area. The other two are in a different realm. So, or the other three. Apologize.
No, I'm
Where's? Oh yeah,
somewhere.
where's D? Where? D
Hank
is
Hank
just
came
being
back
creepy.
before we sent the prisoners over there.
I was in the garage.
Okay.
Hank's just kind of hanging out in the base wherever.
Okay. So those are your options. Coinless. So it's essentially not 9.
I guess I just walk out of the time dilation. And the person that's closest, I'm just gonna ask because at this
That'd
point,
be-
Steven's
That's gonna be TB.
KTV. At this point, I've confirmed that you guys, at bare minimum, are kind of the expert on stuff that Steven has no clue about, like portals and time dilation. So he's going to kind of assume that you know something about weirdly powerful dreams, like that have a lot of. And so they're just going to talk to them and say, so, do you know anything about dreams involving people? Like, I think a woman was in my hands, and I think it might have been maybe my wife, and she was killed. And I think I was a police officer. I'm really confused. Do you know anything about these types of things, TB?
Yeah, I've had similar dreams myself until I randomly met my my ex-husband just wandering into like a random church and family. And it's so yeah, I've had a number of you know, little blips of like my past. You know, in some instances I was on like a religious retreat. Another one I saw like on my hand. I was in a church and I saw on my hand I had a wedding rings, and comes in like little spurts.
And a hand, Amanda would say.
And a hand. I wasn't just a floating head. But yeah, you know, I definitely have experienced similar. They just all seem to come to you, and then, you know, I think all of us, the ones that I've been around, have just randomly ran into people who recognize them, and they've been able to fill in the gaps.
You guys found any way of like remembering these things at all? Like getting your memories back, these stuff?
We have not yet. We have just things that just seem to trigger them, and then just finding the folks that we randomly know. But that would be convenient because I would still love to find out how I actually got turned into a giant head.
Oh, I'm just. You guys did brain surgery in the time dilation. I don't know. I just. Okay. Look, seems a little confused that dreams were like the memories were the one thing people haven't figured out yet.
You know, brains are weird.
Would Steven
fair.
even know about the like what time dilation is?
Yeah, does he
Well, he's-
does he know that there was time
He's
dilation
not
involved?
sure it's called
Is
time
that a-
dilation, but he's aware that time wasn't doing normal things, and so whatever that was, he's like, yeah, you guys can do that.
In fairness, yeah, Coinless is playing his character correctly. Like he probably wouldn't. He would know that time's not playing right, but would have no idea of like time dilation might be a concept that's just a little
Probably just say, you guys can do that time thing.
that time thing. That
That
sounds about right.
thing.
I'll walk in at that point. I'm like, what time thing?
Yeah.
I was in the room for I think a couple. I don't know. I woke up a couple of times, went back to sleep. I think someone left a granola bar on the table. Some other
You gotta eat
food.
that thing quickly, by the way. If someone leaves food on the table, that thing's not gonna be ripe very quickly at all.
Imagine if you left a banana. Those
I know
things
that banana's
spoil.
like,
Man.
you turn around, like the banana's like
Whole orchard.
black.
So yeah, that's all really Steven's gonna say, because he's just kind of waiting for you guys, tagging along, trying to figure himself
He's
out, and also
Just taking it
just-
all in.
Yeah, trying to save his son. Whenever the time comes around.
Pretty important stuff that.
You know.
I should just try to convince Steven that he's a speedster.
No, that wasn't us. That's just
roll,
well,
roll
that.
That's a roll,
That-
isn't it?
that's
If he actually
no, that's,
does it.
Persuasion.
All right. Well, that
Convincing
depends.
Persuasion.
That
Or
if
or
he actually
intimidating.
remember if he actually chooses to do it, if it's between players, they can choose whether or not to force a roll. So
I'm
Coinless
totally
can
fine with
just
roll.
so if he decides to do it, Coinless can choose to just believe him or not believe him, or he can call for a roll.
I would like to go for a roll.
But
just
that's
because-
if he actually does it, because that totally sounded like he was joking when he said it.
Oh,
out
okay.
Oh, I'll try it.
Now that dice are involved, I'm
Deception
in.
is
I'm
awful.
in.
loud.
I got a 12.
Okay.
12. What's the counter to that?
Insight.
Insight. Oh,
Please have
let's
like a
see.
-5 insight.
He's using his
Insight.
hero point.
Oh,
Oh!
Oh,
Oh, he crit that.
so not
He
only
knows I'm
you
lying.
not buying that, you know D is bullshitting you, and like has all
How do
the
you respond to
wrong
that?
intention.
you're a speedster. It's like when he says you're a speedster, it's like just kind of looks at you, kind of like sniffs the air. It's like I don't know why, but you smell like a bit of a fire.
It's a
Oh.
smell similar to burning denim. I don't know.
Damn.
No.
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 Do you really think that D wears denim?
I don't know.
I think it worked for the joke. I mean, I don't.
Yes.
We're gonna watch all the acolytes are gonna be wearing denim. We'll be like, wow, I can see
Every
that
single
denim.
one of them.
This is how you know they're cultists. They're wearing denim on denim. That tells
Yeah,
you.
that's right. That's right. The same shade of denim on the same shade of denim.
Yep.
So,
But they wear red
they
robes,
robbed-
right?
They took over an old Dickies factory.
that's right.
I'll be like, yeah, you caught me. I was just having a little fun.
Our manager's
no
gonna be like,
harm.
all right, so I think he's gonna be good to go. What's the plan now, guys?
I should be back at this point.
Yeah,
right?
he should probably.
Are we?
be back
Are
by
we?
now.
Beto will be looking at D, be like, so you ready for your big exam? Ready for the big
So
test?
I reached out to some of my contacts to see if we could get
Man.
a better idea of where my cult resides.
Wait, I lost my connectivity. Just went down the tubes, Dave. So
Oof.
when I asked the question, I didn't see you. I didn't hear your response at all.
I said, so
Oh,
I
you're
reached
in
out
that
to some of
mode,
my
aren't you?
contacts to see if they know where the Acolyte's base of operations is.
Hey, real quick, Eric, are you in as GM mode or are you in as player mode?
I'm in GM mode, but I don't know how to toggle between the two.
Oh,
modes.
if you go up to the settings, the gear in the top right corner, there's a little button
Okay.
that says rejoin as player. It'll kick you out of the interface and then back in player
Oh.
mode.
Because now we're in Tim's
We're
story.
in Tim World. All right. Boom.
You just slowly
Oh my
save
God,
them.
it's so much simpler.
There are a lot of buttons when you're in GM mode.
Oh my god, there's so much information.
But also now I can do private rolls without you seeing them. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Oh, it's so much easier. All right.
He's rolling against me.
Yeah,
Roll.
No, I just
No,
No,
your
really.
text might.
I forgot to write down some stats for something, and so I have to re-roll them real quick. But it's just gonna take me a second. But I'm doing that while you guys are
Just
talking.
for our Humvee.
It is not for your Humvee.
Oh.
Oh, we're definitely taking the Humvee on this one.
Just grab this paper plate here so I can actually
I would-
remember to write it down this time.
I would motion to Steven. Say, how good are you driving?
I could try it.
Are you better at driving or better at shooting?
Oh.
I'm willing to give both a good hearty go.
Oh,
He's
Amanda go like. You can
I'm-
see her
I'm-
doing the whole scrunching her face like. Eesh.
I'm just
But
gonna
like,
have a
all right, I'll drive. And
I'm just gonna
you
have a
can shoot.
clipboard. I'm just
You're
gonna have a
gonna-
clipboard, just marking
Is 9
down.
back? 9's back.
Oh yeah, I've been back. I've got a clipboard.
Oh.
I'm just like just I'm evaluating.
Like,
Like
this is like a driver's test. He's
no,
gonna,
this,
like-
remember, this is his trial run. So we got to decide like our
Actually,
stuff.
Wait,
Amanda will agree with 9's assessment and be like, she'll hop in the passenger seat, be like, okay, I agree.
Okay.
Steven, you're gonna drive, and then when the time comes, we're gonna have you shoot. And then
I
I'll
didn't
drive.
say anything. I
okay.
didn't say anything. I just shook my head and wrote down bad.
No, Amanda is very good at reading the situation, so she was like, she knows exactly what 9's thinking, and be like, good point, good point.
Yes.
Roll an
So-
insight check.
Should I make a vehicle roll?
You
Sure,
you only
I'll
need
roll that insight
you
check.
only need to make vehicle rolls if you're trying to do something unusual,
Okay.
So driving
or if I tell you to.
in a straight line shouldn't require much skill.
Mm.
If you have to maneuver or turn and
three-point
you
turn.
stink, then you might have to roll.
Uh,
I guess I'll just turn the stick on and hit the gas when the time comes and drive. Like
yeah.
a normal.
So we're still. So Amanda will get in the passenger seat of the Humvee because I figured we're or at least we're gonna move to the garage because that's where the Humvee would be.
Okay, where are you opening the door?
Well,
I don't know.
so we
Look to D. D, where we going?
Yeah, Hank's gonna join you, obviously.
So did my contacts get back to me?
Okay,
Yeah.
so who were your contacts? What was this contacts thing that you were talking about while I
I
was writing down
have-
stats for something?
I have an advantage now
Okay.
Connected.
called, I think it's well connected or something like that.
Oh,
No,
connections.
it's just
That's what it's called.
connected, and then you specify what the connection is, isn't it?
Contacts.
It's
So
just
I have
contacts.
such an extensive and well-informed contacts that I can make investigation checks to gather information in only 1 minute, assuming I have some means of getting in touch with my contacts. Further investigation checks to gather information on the same subject require the normal length of time, since you must go beyond your immediate network. Of
Where did you get contacts in this setting? 'Cause
Yeah, the
a lot.
PowerPoint.
So generally, with advantages, you can just pick it up and make up a story explanation. But with
So-
things that are very strongly social like that, I'm gonna have questions. Like if you're doing something that you haven't made any effort to do in game.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I can't help you, man. I can't think of anything on the fly. Like investigation roll, like you could be like
During
you
My-
used the back computer for a minute there and did an investigation
it could
roll.
be the computer, but anyways,
Yeah, I mean, like if that's your
So-
explanation, that's a viable explanation. I just need to know.
I'm gonna say that as a narrative, while I was studying my manifesto, names kind of popped into my head, and as those names were popping into my head, I used the computer in the base to track some of these people down.
So the computer tracks by genome,
Oh,
Okay.
which means you have to actually have a genetic signature to compare.
you need need
No,
you
knowing
take
their
the
name
word
doesn't
swab for
help the
people?
computer find their genetics.
Well
Genetic
then.
signature.
I bombed.
Oh,
I bombed
hey.
I bombed my narrative check. Apparently.
I'm sorry.
Is Google? Is the computer have Google? That's like that's
Oh,
So, can
this is
I?
all wonky now.
Can you Google the name?
No, I mean, can I
Can you
also
Google?
have contacted one of the moles for information on those people?
On the cult,
Acolytes?
the acolytes.
Yeah, like the names that came to mind when I was studying my manifesto.
Okay. Mole will accept research work for a price.
Ah. Wait, Mole still owes me $75, Mole. The man is like, I'm not letting that one go.
But what if that was the mole who got destroyed by the event?
That would be our
never
mole.
know
So you're
which
saying our
mole
mole
it
got
is.
destroyed by the event? I
No,
thought that
it's
was
That's a
another
that's a
ours.
bad time. That's a
That
bad
was
time.
another
No.
mole, but do you know which mole got the
Yeah, it was
information
our
for you?
mole.
Because they
swap out,
sometimes swap out for each other.
but they all should know.
The way that worked is you disappeared if your home reality disappeared. So our home reality still exists. So the only way that
Well,
our mole would
okay.
no longer exist is if they were in a reality that collapsed while it was collapsing.
So remember, that's an assumption that you made.
Can I make a perception check to make sure this mole's our mole?
Yeah, but it might not be our mole that you made that deal with.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Can I make a perception check? It's the mole that I made the deal with.
More accurate.
Let the dice
DC
answer the
Yes.
question.
You-
That one.
you
The
can-
DC's gonna be like 50.
You can make that
Either
check.
these-
You can make that check.
You can
that
try.
perception? I hit the button.
All right.
So how much do I owe mole?
25 bucks.
All right.
You're getting a
Just,
$75 credit on this.
Nice. You're welcome, G. I'm going to be like, you're welcome,
I'll pay
G.
mole the $100 bucks.
Tipping him? Wait. D wants to make sure this works. He's like, what do I need? I'll throw money at my problem. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
I have like $1,500 and I haven't spent any of it. So
That's because you're cheap.
It means
no,
he's
it's
smart
because
with
it's
his money.
because we loot everything.
That's true. He's like, I'll just sell my gun show worth of shotguns if I need extra
That's
cash.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the contacts, does Mole give me an idea of where the acolytes are?
She will confirm that they are in the Scar. The people that you've mentioned, or any of the people that you've mentioned that are in this part of the country, which is basically two of them, are in the Scar. But they move around a lot, and she doesn't actually spend much time there. It's a bit freaky, even by her standards, to explain.
All right. Can we scan for them?
What?
I mean, we have a portal scanner. We have a scanner,
Mhm.
right?
We have
Yeah,
a skin?
so- There's one in the APC. If we really need to, we can hop into the APC and.
Is the APC here?
Should be.
Okay.
The other
So
group
we
hasn't
can-
taken me
we
That'd be
yet.
hilarious.
can-
The other group's like, "Where's the APC?" And there's a lot of you on the ground. Be
No,
like,
we're not
sorry,
going to take the APC,
station
but we
wagon
can,
out for a spin.
we can
Please
use
tell
the
me.
equipment in the APC for narrative purposes.
Right, but it was the same
It's the other-
issue though. It's the same problem with the
Right, but I can scan for large groups of concentrations of people in the
Oh,
scar,
that's
and
true.
then we can at least have some different areas that we can concentrate on instead of just wandering around the scar aimlessly.
yeah.
So are we driving the APC on this one? Is Steven
No.
driving the APC?
Do I have to grab this?
No, we can do the scan from the base because remember the scanner is
Multidimensional.
Interdimensional.
Yeah.
so we can do it anywhere, right?
Yeah, you don't have to actually take
So
it out of the
then
garage.
we
to do
can
this.
just mark it. We can mark it on a map. I'm not taking the other group's APC,
That would be
especially
funny.
without asking.
That would be hilarious.
It would be pretty funny.
Everyone, get an APC right away. Wait.
But they're also like
Mark.
A
two-
week.
couple of days behind us.
They're like a week
True.
behind you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they're using it right now.
They are currently. Yeah.
They are. They're going.
They
yeah,
are,
they're,
they are in
they're
it, but
tooling around, so
that's a week ago though.
that was a week ago. So hopefully they come back with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we have to.
We need to message them after this and be like, in a week, you guys need to bring that back. We're taking it out. So,
For canon
so-
purposes.
For canon purposes. The fan base will be like lighting us up over the incongruities of this.
No.
We have a
All right.
fan base.
So,
Yes.
what do the readings show?
The readings are garbled. What it's. Give me a technology check, and I know that you'll pass it, but go ahead and give it to me so I can see what the number is.
I don't know. My other checks were pretty crappy.
Yeah, I mean
so
you
we'll
might
see how my rolls were
botch
today.
it, but okay, yeah, you didn't botch it.
That's a low roll.
For him.
That was a 4.
But it was not a natural one, and that was what was
That's what I was
important
looking
here.
for.
Yeah, when I ask, yeah, for certain things. So yeah, essentially what it's doing is you're getting some kind of ridiculous interference.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of interference? Is it dimensional? Is it like the whatever the little holes in reality are or whatever?
It is dimensional. Yeah, it's dimensional.
Okay. So there's probably a rift there. Can I assume that there's some sort of one of those rifts that we saw by BAE?
You can make that assumption, yes.
All right, so I'm going to ask, okay, so do we have at least a general area of where we can't pick them up? Because Amanda and I can continue our flyover to see if we see them from the air. Hopefully don't get shot by
I was gonna say, Amanda looks at 9 going, like.
It was a
got
good
shot at last
plan.
one.
It was a good plan. We just ran into some assholes with a Stinger missile launcher. Fine.
So
It'll be fine this
if I
time.
ping-
You'll be fine. What's the chances of 2 people having Stinger missiles?
I know, right?
If I ping the map, like if you ping the map, Tim, whereabouts is the scar?
Okay, so it's so where you were scanning was basically due north of where you'd left off. So this general area here,
Okay.
and then if you start sweeping, I assume you're gonna start sweeping around.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep being interference, at least this far to this way, and at least this far this way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Jeez. Oh, that's some area.
So, About 2 to 3 states worth. Yeah.
So we're talking about a 20-mile radius about.
So this thing's a big
like
deal. I mean,
that.
it'd be like, that's a big deal.
Oh boy.
Road trip.
Yeah, you're not.
The
You're
snacks.
not covering that by car. Not a damn chance. You'll find them like that. Oh my.
Well,
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some flyers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so where are you hopping? So who's flying? Are you taking the Humvee out first? Like, are you taking the Humvee out and then sending flyers from there, or are people flying straight from the base?
I think
well, Amanda would say that we definitely should take the Humvee. As to if we have flyers ahead of us or not, I don't know.
why wouldn't you just do some recon and then do what we did when you guys got fired at? We can triangulate your location and then just portal in.
I don't know if I
Send
like
the
being the
Herald.
whole like first in. I'm the support person.
I mean,
You
well,
also can fly up to space.
I mean, Hank's gonna point out that he can. I can both fly and be invisible, if that is helpful here.
How
At
fast
the
can
same
you
time?
fly?
Well, yes, at the same time. What?
How fast can you fly?
He's tiny. He is tiny.
Let me
Or at least
check.
currently he's tiny.
Let me check how fast he can fly.
That is a good point.
I mean, if you fly high, you'd be pretty much invisible too.
If you
true.
fly
Well,
high
he's
enough, you
6
can't see
inches,
anything.
like
Um,
you really have to know he's there to see him.
he flies at 500 miles an hour.
That's not
That's
too.
that's a fast butterfly. I'm just saying.
He's half as fast as our other flyers.
Well, I go
Yeah.
2,000 miles an hour, so he's a quarter as fast as.
Yeah. Okay.
So all right, we'll go with that plan. But flyers can fly, but like I still think we need wheels on ground.
Well, if
That's
you
my
need
vote. That's
help,
Amanda's vote.
if you need help, we can portal in.
All right, so they're going to be in the Humvee, waiting to open a portal right in front of themselves and just drive into wherever you are. Apparently, sounds
Amanda would be like, "God damn it, I gotta find," like rumbling under her breath, "Gotta find his goddamn acolytes. I gotta find his goddamn acolytes. Whatever. Like that's some bullshit."
I'm a roll perception
right.
to see if I heard that.
Nah.
because I have a
comment.
witty
Me
response.
bitching under my.
Yes. Let's see. Did I hear a damn thing? Tim, did I hear her mumbling under her breath?
Well, that
Do I have to- is
you,
that a counter roll?
yeah, it's a counter roll. She rolls stealth.
Stealth.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
No,
Yes, you heard it.
it's all three of us going to look, so this isn't all your problem. How about you stop bitching so much? Okay, thanks.
Wow.
Somebody's testy today. I don't know.
Steven's kind of new to this, but I assume he can sense that there's a bit of tension.
That's not a roll. That's just life.
You need to roll an insight check for that, right?
Amanda glares at 9 and like doesn't say anything, just glares.
And D won't be in the Humvee. D will be like hovering over the Humvee, invisible.
Is there any like we're in a Humvee? Is like the music player working?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Just,
there-
like, really awkward silence.
But it only
There-
plays Willie Nelson.
There is exactly one CD in it, and it is ABBA.
Gonna hit the play button.
It is. You hear the new ABBA album that came out in 2021.
Oh, I was hoping to start belting out Dancing Queen.
Yes.
I don't know that.
I
I don't know
if
that
we
that
can
song.
find a CD.
I don't know that song isn't on the CD. I haven't listened to the new ABBA album that was released in 2021.
What?
Let's find out.
You didn't
Oh,
read. I want to roll to see what song it's on.
The internet.
So, all right. So Amanda will get flying.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Likewise.
reveal a chunk of the map here and tell you what you see in it. I'm just gonna assume that you guys fly around it until you see all of the scar between the three of you. Oh, hold on a
And this
second,
feels
actually.
like perception checks to actually find them.
Well, we'll get there in a minute. First, I'm gonna reveal the entirety of the scar, what you actually see.
Oh,
Okay, so everything that is grayed out there
That is the scar.
is a massive gouge in the ground.
is it glowing purple?
It isn't glowing at all. It looks dark. It's like ripped into the ground.
And we see a giant 25 on the ground, carved into the ground.
Yes.
Those sons
There's
of bitches.
there's not none of these landforms are really here anymore except the river. At the top there is a waterfall that falls into the thing, and then at the bottom here there is a waterfall where it falls back up.
Oh, physics. Okay. Goodbye, Manchester.
Yes. Manchester does not exist anymore.
Do you guys see any settlements or anything like that?
Now you guys can give me perception checks,
Okay.
and Hank goes well, obviously.
17. 15. 7.
Why is
Jesus.
Gina?
She's flying. At her
Gina
4 miles
flies
an hour.
at 4 miles an hour.
She's not there.
She's not there.
Put.
Actually, in fairness to Gina, Gina has remote senses, so possibly could see, even though not there yet.
Yeah, I'm drifting off of one of the faster folks.
Nice.
I'm pulling a rope. You've got it in your teeth.
Just have it wrapped around me. I'm like, wee! I'm just yelling, wee!
Like, oh
It's
god,
kind of like
why did
water
I
the sense
create
skiing,
of self.
like the aerial version of water skiing.
Why did I create this?
Amanda would look over. It's your idea of 9. Your idea to scout ahead.
It wasn't my idea to bring the head.
All right, so none of those rolls are high enough to really see detail with getting much closer to the rift. But yeah, it's you're not seeing anything that's obvious from a height. Like there's no obvious city, or there doesn't appear to be any buildings that stand out to you or anything. It really looks like basically it's just wasteland.
So is it like burnt, like say like a fire just went through there and you just see like scorched trees and stuff like that, or is it just like deformed but life is kind of the plants have come back and all that type of stuff?
There are plants there, but they don't look like earth plants.
Oh.
Amanda would be like, "Oh, that doesn't look like normal New Hampshire."
I mean, New Hampshire was bad enough already, but not this. This is normal New Jersey.
I know, right? So what now, guys?
Guess we get lower and hope we
I
don't
just have
die.
to get a little bit lower.
Yay!
All right. How?
Said D safely from the coziness of the base.
I'm going
I
down
can fly
to
in there if you want.
1,000 feet up.
We're gonna be 1,000 feet up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're changing our height to 1,000 feet.
Man, we can just fly in a grid pattern so we look everywhere.
Okay.
There is a grid pattern on the map, so that kind of helps.
Yes, something.
All right. When you get within about 2 miles from ground, give me a fortitude save.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
Oh no.
Ah!
Oh, nobody did
Oh.
well.
Okay, that's
Well, Tina's like, what's wrong with everybody?
Finally, I rolled well.
okay. Let me do some quick math. Well, Gina is
dead. Not dead.
well, I hold on a second. What is
I'm hoping.
Oh,
Storm
okay,
Steady
then.
saves the day.
See? That's why we brought the head, by the way. Actually, Gina's got life support. Does life support bail her out of the situation entirely?
No, it does not.
Damn it. Tried.
Okay.
So Steven's
Send in
just
the
a
recovery team.
Is Steven just a lonely 5?
No.
Yeah, it's in
I'm-
Steven 5 and D.
Okay.
But D's
He's
invisible, so
Invisible floating above the Humvee.
Yeah, but you could still talk. I mean, I guess you wouldn't know if D's in the room or not, but like you could yell out to D or talk to D, and D can choose whether he wants to be Mr. Invisible or not.
So, hello? You just call out. You, anyone there?
well, 5 is there unless 5 melted into the shadows or something.
Is
Um,
5?
Skippy.
Okay. There we go.
He's shadow form right now.
If I speak,
Steven's just a monk.
Steven won't hear me. Because I'm invisible.
So Steven's just driving the car.
And Steven
Steven's just sitting by the Humvee driving. I can see him like holding the steering wheel, be like, "Hello, hello."
Steven doesn't have a communicator yet because he doesn't have enough equipment points for it.
Hold on a
Does
second.
the Humvee have
What?
a communicator?
I don't think so. I don't
It
think
would
we
have
ever
like a
equipped one.
TV radio.
Take it down, or you can send him to his room. But there's nothing. None of this involves me.
So I'll reappear
Good
above the
night.
Humvee. I'm like, yeah, I'm here, but you can't hear me when I'm invisible.
His mic's
But-
on.
But where are you?
I'm above the Humvee right now.
Oh, so you're not invisible.
I'm not invisible. No, I turned. I
But you said you're on the roof, so I can't really see you, right?
yeah. I'm above it.
Ah. So you always invisible, or when like talk?
I turn invisible when I get ready for combat.
Are we about to fight someone?
We don't know
That's a
yet.
Great question. That's a great question.
Oh, okay. So
My theory is he goes invisible and takes a nap.
I don't know. That could be a good theory.
Sorry, my
think maybe-
daughter was
No worries,
not
man,
supposed
no
to be
worries.
down here right now. Anyway, okay, so Gina is entranced,
Oh shit!
and it just
that's
gets worse
Gina,
from
we're
there.
Screwed. We're screwed. Quick.
Oh, jeez. If she's entranced, oh
If she's
God.
entranced, then we're fucking ducked.
Where did I put my?
Oh.
Where did
We're in the cult now.
I, for one,
These
welcome our
zombies.
new overlords.
I don't remember where I put
All
my-
hail Gozer.
Oh.
God damn. Oh, if something bad happens to Amanda, she's bringing up that grumbling session. I'm telling you that right now.
All right. Well, define bad, because what's happened to you is that you have an extra leg.
What?
Who?
What?
You have grown an extra leg, Amanda.
Oh. Oh, fun.
Amanda is like, is it a full-grown leg? Great. Amanda's just like, is the last, and she is glaring. I am gonna kick your ass. Look at it, I'm gonna kick your ass with all 3 of these legs.
I just
Who's she
comment.
glaring at?
What's
Me?
that? She said that? No, at 9. You're back at the base. You'll.
Well,
And
you
then-
have communicator.
That would
I'm-
it would have been hilarious if Gina had rolled extra leg, because then she would just have a leg.
It'd be a head and a leg.
Oh, that would have been great.
Oh, and what happens to 9?
9. You your entire. Okay, so essentially, you
This is gonna
look
be
like. Actually, let me.
You look like, interesting.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll a d5 for me?
Oh, jeez.
T5. Oh.
There's not even a.
No, you have to
here.
type it in
Yeah,
/r
/r.
space 1d5.
I guess at this point I'll just take being entranced.
No, really.
Okay.
That's a 3.
That's why I was like, if you're in trance, some shit's gonna go down.
All right. So you look like.
Why are you rolling, D?
Because he can.
Did you see what I rolled?
You rolled a 1. You get
Nat 1.
You getting that nat 1 out.
There you go.
Did you
Third
see
leg,
the
and he's back
did
at
you
base.
see the
Like,
the
it's just
definition?
Yeah, 1d1.
Oh.
He loses his He should lose his invisibility.
I'm not
Oh.
around where they are. I was just doing that for fun.
All right.
It's still nat 1. We have
It's
to
a crit
respect the
and
nat
a
1.
fail.
So you now look like a kind of like a well, you look like a dwarf is the best explanation.
Wait,
I grew
that's different-
smaller.
That's different from how?
Well, I mean, like
Like-
okay, so dwarf, dwarf obviously is it's
So-
the beard, it's the squatter skull, it's the broader frame.
Oh,
Oh,
we're talking
Like,
stereotypical.
You look more like Gimli now than you did
Ah, okay.
Why not Thorin?
because Gimli was the first one I remembered off the top of my head. I don't.
Yeah.
He can look more
Silent
like Thorin. I
child.
guess that's up to him.
So Amanda will start chuckling, just
Um,
like holding her mouth back and like start to snicker a little bit.
hey, at least I'm still anatomically correct. I'm gonna fly up as fast as possible at this point because screw that.
Yeah,
One of
Same.
Hank's wings now look like bird wings.
feel like that's probably the better of the 3.
I'll be
Yeah.
like,
Probably.
what's going on, guys?
Yeah, I'm flying back up too. I mean, that was weird.
Yeah. If I can head up, you know,
I was gonna look up entranced to make sure I could tell you exactly what it was, but I don't remember where my physical book went. Oh wait, it's over here.
Already ahead.
Amanda
Gina.
will fly away from the scar and see.
I'm gonna message D like D, we got a science project for you. This gonna be interesting to figure out. Yeah,
What
let's
happened?
I'm
Amanda's
just
Door.
flying away from the scar southerly direction, hoping that something happens where this leg goes away. Like it's a proximity thing.
It doesn't appear to.
Ah, son of a- she grows
Yeah.
increasingly more distressed as she's flying away, and the third leg's still there.
so let's open the portal back to the base and just show our comrades what nonsense we have gotten into.
I tell Amanda so you know what it feels like to be a guy now, huh?
Third leg. Where's the leg growing from? That's the question.
That actually is up to you. You can, Amanda. You can decide that. I mean, and you can decide like some of your dwarven traits. Like, did your beard come pre-braided? You know.
Like, okay, did it change my like body? So like my actual like proportions have changed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But am I still 5 feet tall, or how tall am I now?
Nice.
4'2".
Actually, that's a good question.
I think dwarves can be about 5 foot.
Well, it just says humanoid body. It doesn't say anything about changing your size. So yes, you're a very tall dwarf.
Like, oh my god, I'm a garden gnome.
So everyone's
So,
kind of going back.
Amanda would come back through the portal.
The
All of
entranced
us,
condition will fade at the end of your next round. By the way,
That's right. So, poor Gina's just out there, this zombie, or just.
an entranced character is stunned, taking no actions other than paying attention to the entrancing effect. Any obvious threat automatically breaks the trance. An ally can also shake a character free of the condition with an interaction skill check. Wait, that's not supposed to be there then. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
You only had 1 degree of failure. 1 degree of failure should not be a secondary condition. Let me check the... thing. Oh, that's the wrong button.
I
This
should
is this is so much harder to do on my.
I
friggin'
should have done a
tablet.
hero point.
What's it to countermand this roll?
Yeah. This
What?
causes problems.
Really?
Entranced is a
More or
first
less than a
degree
third
failure.
leg.
That's weird. Yeah, no, I guess you are entranced. Okay.
Amanda would be flying back to like about to open the portal and notice that like Gina's just like at that stunned look and would fly back around and would nudge her with the new third leg. Be like,
Where?
like
So
kinda
where
like-
is your third leg growing from?
I imagine she now looks like a tripod of sorts.
Okay.
So
There's definitely like a hole in your pants then. It like tore through.
it tore through. It's almost like a tail, but like, and it's outboard. So like, it's a full-grown foot like a tail. The shoe is facing heavenly. But she could probably sit down in a tripod stance, and it would look like she'd be sitting. That's what I'm gonna work with for now.
Okay.
I was not expecting this, Tim. I was not expecting this. Even though Ward. So she would nudge Gina with the new foot and see if that awakens Gina.
All right.
Yeah, I can.
Or do I need to do a roll for that?
It just said like an ally can shake you free of it. So we can just say that you nudge her hard enough to do that.
It's a very limber third leg. All right, so
All right,
once Gina is, I can tell that Gina's knocked out of it. Then Amanda would open the portal and go back to the base.
Okay. So, what's everyone's reaction when they see the tripod, the giant dwarf, come back in?
Steven's really confused why you guys are upset.
I want to go dancing with Amanda. See what she can do.
I can now do the 3-step.
So you're just gonna chime in. Oh, wait, is this not a normal thing?
This does not normally
No.
happen to you guys.
No.
And then Amanda would like flail her arms up in the air, and Amanda would be flailing her arms up in the air and be like, "What do you think? This is normal?"
Steven, just maybe. I mean,
Amanda's just like,
it's not-
and then like huffs and then storms off with her like she is pissed. She is storming off back into the base.
Amanda's probably tripping over her third leg too, because she probably doesn't know how to walk on that thing.
No, it's sticking out like a tail at this point. So she's like big dinosaur with walking with a tail. But she's clearly got a leg that's not touching the ground, but it's not like, and she's just walking off.
I follow Amanda and say, "We gotta go shoe shopping now. We gotta go shoe shopping."
It's hard enough to buy two shoes. Now I gotta find a third shoe. This
You could wear one for me.
It'll be fun when you go to the
one
store and have to
leg?
figure out which
You
one.
want this?
You have to figure out whether or not it's a right foot or a left foot.
What if it's
You
just
know,
like,
yeah, it's
what if
true.
it's just like pointed this way? The big,
It's got
Sandals and
it's got
boots.
dual arches. No.
the big toe is in the middle.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say to D, all right, D, I'm gonna do some mad doctor science wizard shit because this isn't good. I'm not okay with this. No. Let's make this not be a thing anymore. And then we got to figure out. I don't know if we can get to your cultists because they're in hell. Like if they're in that scar, there's not a chance we're getting at them without all of us turning out something like this.
But the cultists that we've run across, like that I've heard
Looks
of,
normal.
yeah, I haven't heard of any of them looking like that.
Okay, so we go find some cultists in the wild and get them to tell us why the hell they can get in there, how they, whatever. After we unscrew ourselves up.
Yeah, Amanda's immediately storming off to the sick bay again, and like she's already prepping for surgery. Of like she's going to amputate the newly formed leg. Like that is her plan. She's going to.
But your
Huh.
pelvis is probably like in a triangle shape now.
What's that?
Your pelvis is probably like triangle.
No, there's
shaped
already a
now.
structure there. If it's coming out where the tailbone is, then there's already
No.
a structure there.
There's no way it's it. This is
Obviously,
not
it would have to be
simple.
adapted somewhat.
This is. So I need to not look like this. So okay, time to science. So, D, help, please. I'll be your best friend, forever.
I'm just trying to think if we have any scanners that would actually be able to scan your condition, because the only scanner that we have is on the doodad. And I mean, I can scan you with the doodad and see if there's anything that I can see, but I doubt that there's going to be anything I can actually determine.
I don't want to go to the hospital like this because
So I will roll a technology check.
What are you technology?
The
That's just-
scanner.
Scanner.
Okay. So are you scanning anyone in particular, or just trying to get a bunch of people?
I am trying to scan 9 right now.
All right. So this is handy because, as it turns out, 9's genome is stored in the system, and you're going to notice that this is anomalous. His genome has been rewritten.
that as I hear this, like that sounds permanent. I don't like the way that sounds.
All right. I'll compare to Hank as well, because Hank's in the garage too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Do you have we have genetic data on everybody, right? By this point, because we were doing that for the world hopping, right?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
For Steven, but yes.
All right. So yeah. Same thing. His DNA has
And
been
Amanda's
altered.
the same thing, huh?
Yep.
I'll relay that information over to Amanda.
Can Steven pipe up and just say to Nine, like, hey, can't you just like reverse time on him? Would that work?
I'll be like, yeah, we don't have that power.
Huh. Okay.
Well-
I think I'm getting a better grasp on maybe your limitations. Got it.
Can
So
can
our
we
genomes
do?
contain- Go ahead.
Hank is asking. Can we do? Can we like just put our DNA back?
Amanda be like, that makes sense.
You would need to create a genetic retrovirus, Amanda.
Son of a bitch. She's like, but then she's looking at like the bone saw that she was going to use on her third leg and goes, that's probably a better idea than the bone saw.
Sounds like a lot less scarring this way.
So she's like, fine. So I would imagine she would go over to the analyzer equipment and start working on creating
In the time dilated lab.
Or
time
they
dilator
do all
retrofit.
of that. Well, I have that now in the computer, so I can. Is there any? Actually, I want a tissue sample first,
of what?
because I want to know what the catalyst was.
That's fine. Maybe it'll help us figure out how to avoid the scar thing.
Because
Fine.
if we can figure out how to protect ourselves from the effects.
This, yes. Okay, tissue away.
I mean,
whatever,
I'd
blood.
offer you some, but I feel like I need to be big before you do that.
Embiggen.
Amanda would like she would. I imagine her like, both her arms are over a desk right now, like over a lab analyzer, and she's just focusing her mind on Hank at the moment to enlarge him. Becoming fatigued to do this with the third leg. This is just not Amanda's day.
It's none of ours right now.
So I guess I'll go into the workshop and see if there's anything residual on the samples to see if there is any type of signature that can be detected that's not genetic.
Okay.
What check do you want on that?
Well, you're using a device to
Okay.
figure it out, so you can go ahead and use this technology. Okay.
Man, your rolls have been terrible, but they're still.
I know.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So how long are we saying that like I would need to work in the time dilated?
Okay, so you're gonna have to give me
retrovirus.
either a treatment or a medical, like a expertise medical check. Essentially, you're using that in place of technology for an inventor ability, essentially.
Okay. All right. Ooh,
Ah.
I'm gonna use a reroll luck on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in fairness, 8's my critical fail, so
Okay.
there we go.
That's
Okay. You can do it. It's gonna take you about 2 weeks.
Fuck. Wait, 2
Well,
weeks
in
in,
time
but that's
dilator.
2 weeks
In time dilation, because you're in the time dilated lab, so
So it's
it's 2 weeks for
in the
you.
in the time dilator itself? With
For
the time
you,
dilator
for
on?
you, it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the math on that, Dave? For everybody
It's
else?
like 23 seconds, I think, per day. So 23 by
times 14.
we did
times
this
14.
ratio. Yeah, 23 seconds.
Yeah.
10, 14.
That's 322 seconds.
So less than 6 minutes.
But it's 2 weeks of me like in the time dilator room being pissed off.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just
And
gonna
that's
be
just to make
sitting.
On the plus side, you get pretty used to that third leg by the time you're done.
Well,
I get
almost-
pretty
you
agile. I'm like
if
doing
I assist,
I'm doing like I'm
use it as
doing
a
like
stool.
capoeira in the in
Hold
the
on,
thing
hold
that
on,
I'm
hold on,
Like a
hold
golf
on.
stool.
Let me do a treatment assist.
Wait, no.
You're not in the room.
Treatment might not be the best thing for you to use.
He
Chemistry.
rolled a 24 though.
I did.
What for
That's
the assist?
true.
He did
But let me
announce
check
it. I
something.
mean, it's 6 minutes. I can do 6 minutes.
But it is 2 weeks of your life. So if you can get an assist and we can get it done faster, so that
Yeah,
you're
but
not
it's just,
2
it's 2
weeks.
weeks of my it's 2 weeks of my life, and Amanda's okay with that.
Come on, I rolled the same as you.
Okay.
We're okay.
All right. So you can help.
Yeah, you're a smart guy. It's all intellect. Treatment.
I have a better treatment total than you do.
Probably because I haven't spent like no points in it since the start. While you've been spending money on.
I don't think I
intellect.
spent anything on treat. Oh, I have no.
Yeah.
If intelligence. Is
I
it
haven't
from
put the base.
intelligence?
I haven't put anything into intelligence stuff.
So you've been putting money into treatment as a rank.
No, I haven't put any into treatment. My treatment was always
What's your
a
starting
total of 9.
intelligence then?
5.
Yeah, well there you go. That's 5 is superhuman intelligence.
Okay.
No, it isn't.
My intelligence. What's that?
No.
Oh, it's not.
7 is world's best.
Oh, well, okay.
Well,
Like human.
I could put 4
My
points
treatment
into.
skill. Anyways, I had a very strong stat, but this is like the first treatment or first couple of treatment rolls we've done in a while. So
Right.
Wait, what's D's intelligence?
5.
he's got a
Okay,
base stat
one
of
better
5.
than 9. Okay, one better. 9 is 4.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I could spend 4 PowerPoints and pump my intellect.
Your treatment actually is tailored towards this too. So the skill doesn't really treat it as like specialized in any way, but for the record, you do know that you mostly use yours to bioengineer like bioweapons. Like you were making bioweapons.
Different
Yes.
kinds of viruses.
Well, that's
Um,
why I was wondering, because I was like
He's using
originally
his powers.
thinking that might be chemistry, but then I was just like, well, you had him roll treatment.
Well,
So-
I gave Amanda the option of treatment or an expertise medical
Okay.
if that was applicable.
So I
Um,
mean, if
but
you
yeah.
wanted,
But
me
no,
to-
that's why I was trying to cut you off
Yep.
though. Was
Okay.
I was wanting to check your sheet, but no,
Yep.
yeah, treatment is the better option.
because
I
that
don't-
would have been
yeah.
that would have been a 25 chemistry roll.
Yeah.
Anyways, so so we got 6 minutes. I've got 6. Well, I've got 2 weeks. You guys have got 6 minutes to wait for me to.
Well, I think
To
I helped.
become
I think I helped cut that down.
A bit, yeah. I mean, it's not going to make much difference for the 6-minute people, but it'll be a couple days off for you guys.
So we'll call it 12 days of Amanda's and my time, I guess.
Right.
So,
In that time, do we have any dreams?
Ah,
I'm not rolling that right now. I'll do that later.
you'll do that later.
I'll do it between
Alright,
sessions.
Fair enough.
so is,
I'm resting up in between the 2 nearly 2 weeks of studying genome.
And then you have to wait for the actual DNA virus.
Well, I mean,
to go
for you
through.
guys,
I-
it's 12 days of work, and you emerge with the retrovirus.
Right, but
Oh.
then you have to treat them with the retrovirus. But I'm gonna guess that's gonna be comic book rules, and it just happens immediately.
More or less, yeah. The whole game is comic book rules, so it'll just
Yep.
kind of work.
So the Amazing
Amanda-
Spider-Man turning people, changing people back from lizards.
Yeah, basically.
So Amanda will. I'm assuming Amanda is ejecting herself at this point with this serum. And,
Right.
And what she's seeing.
Over the span of about a round, your body will kind of reset.
So does the leg fall off or
Does the
shrink
leg-
back?
The leg is
Disintegrate,
the
or-
leg is gonna kind of shrink back in, yeah.
Okay. I was say there's a
And-
rotting leg lying
And
around.
then
I'll
so
be like, that was disturbing.
Amanda's
You
gonna be
need
like,
you need to change.
I'm gonna
your
change my
pants now.
outfit. I'm gonna change my outfit now. Like, and she storms out of this lab and
With a giant, yeah, there's a big hole in the back of her pants now.
Yeah,
big-
your,
big
got your
hole, man.
ass hanging out there.
So
A thigh-sized hole.
while we're doing our research, do we discover anything from the genetic sequencing that we could use to protect ourselves in the rift?
Not really. So essentially what it's doing is if you compare to like one of the unmutated versions of yourselves that you ran across while you were out and about, a couple of you have like unmutated versions of yourselves in the database. If you compare it to that, you'll see that essentially what it did was it seems to have mutated you again. So whatever process made you a mutant, this did it again.
We double dipped.
wait, question. Does that
Is
mean
Hank-
that you just invented a cure for mutation? Like you
we
could
just
undo your mutation.
made a
first?
save.
Ah, okay.
We
No,
made a
we-
save
we-
point. Now we can save back to our current genetic form.
We
Yeah,
already
we are-
Well,
found a cure for
so-
mutation. It's a preacher guy in another reality named Dr. Reverend Apostle J.R. Grove.
Yes.
Hmm?
But
Metatron.
Theoretically, yes, you could use the same system that you just developed to remove mutation entirely.
That's not
But
the
we
goal
would
here
have
today,
to
guys.
have their original.
You would need to have the original. You would have to have the baseline.
sample.
A pre.
So I'm gonna suggest that the rest of us get like, well, we'll want to scan Steven so that we have
It's not a bad
Steven's
idea.
baseline.
Same.
We need
If
a
I'm
baseline,
not-
Steven.
Yeah, if I'm not in there, I want to save. I want to control S's.
No, you're in there, Gina, because
Yeah.
Everyone who was
around
part of
when
the
we-
Extra Life campaign is in there.
So do we need a? I would look. Amanda would look at you. Do we need a swab sample of Steven just to have a baseline on file, or does your scanner?
no, I can just scan them.
We've
Yeah.
We've moved past swabbing regular people.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yes, the swabbing was more because I was trying to see if there was any type of residue that I could try to engineer something to protect us from this event where the whatever's happening around the scar.
So Amanda would come back out with a fresh pair of jeans, and would start like coming up with like little injectable vials with and labeling them of the various individuals of our team and put them in her med bag.
Okay.
Because I feel like